This is Comic Picks by the Glick.
Hey, and I'm your host, Jason Glick.
Hey, Jason Glick, how are you?
I'm doing fine, John. It's like, it's Halloween as we're recording this right now.
Halloween. Yes, it is Halloween. So, what do you have for us this spooky evening, this haunted evening, All Hallows Eve?
Oh, yeah. It's like I've got something appropriate, and that's, of course, coming from the pen of Mike Mignola. Now, Mignola, as longtime readers of the site and just general comics fans will know, it's like he's a creator of Hellboy. It's like one of the most enduring of horror comics icons. But it's like he's not the only character that Mignola has created in this genre. Another one is that of Lord Henry Baltimore. It's like an English lord who fought during World War I, who awakened an ancient vampire and saw his life ruined because of it. Now, it's like, well, I'll generally pick up anything from Mignola because he's established a baseline standard of quality for his works over the years. It's like between his contributions to Hellboy, it's like and BPRD and the various miniseries spun off from that universe. Baltimore, however, is not one of those. This is actually a novel that he co-wrote with author Christopher Golden, and they eventually decided to spin off into a comic book adaptation of it. Now, I have not read the original novel. Reading the volumes of the comic they adapted from it indicates that I should have, because it's easily one of the best things that I've read from Mignola. Now, little backstory. Baltimore takes place starts in the middle of World War I, involving an English lord who is fighting on the front lines, and after being wounded on no man's land, awakes to find vampires, not like the humanoid vampires you're familiar with, but bestial bat-like creatures feeding on the on the dead and dying in no man's land. And one of them, who comes for him, Baltimore fights the guy off, slashing the vampire's face. It's causing his causing him to flee and his blood to poison the land. And as Baltimore is rescued, he is then rescued, and then he's recuperating at a war hospital. He's visited by the vampire, who in this world, the vampires are just bestial creatures who have just forgotten who they are, who are only content to feed on the dead, until Baltimore wounds this one, a vampire by the name of Hygus, who tells him that now you made me remember who I am, what I'm supposed to be. It's now it is war between us. And Hygus then goes on to murder and turn Baltimore's family when he returns from the front. It's and this causes Baltimore to realize that he now has a purpose in life to kill Hygus. It's in revenge for what he has done. Now, the first 4 volumes are basically from what I understand, an adaptation of the novel that Mignola wrote with Golden, with art by Ben Stenbeck. Stenbeck is a guy who has collaborated with Mignola on multiple occasions, with the original, and 4th volume of the Witchfinder series, the Frankenstein Unbound, a miniseries, and the upcoming Koshiki the Deathless, if memory serves. It's Stenbeck, I believe, is one of the reasons why this series works really well from the beginning. He's got he's got a certain amount of simplicity and directness in his art. It's the same kind of thing that Mignola has, even though Mignola is arguably more pure in how he's thoroughly minimalist. It's in his he uses the fewest amount of lines. And black ink, but a lot of black ink. It's in negative space in order to show you what's going on. Stenbeck also subscribes to that same sensibility, but he's got a much more texture in his work. Like he'll offer more. It's like more options to show you how gradients of gradients of color and light. In the story. As well as emotion in the in the characters themselves. It's like Stenbeck is a great font. It's like is a great artist, and his work in in Baltimore I believe some of his defining stuff. He's one of the reasons that if I see his name in a Mignola co-production, it's I'm like, okay, yeah, this is probably gonna be good. So, and that works really well here. But also, one of the reasons I think Baltimore works in the series that the title character is probably the only true badass that Mignola has created. Now, I love Hellboy as much as the next guy, but Hellboy is kind of he's a blue collar guy. He's fighting monsters because that's kind of his job, and he'll punch a guy and be ready for a quip right afterwards. Baltimore, on the other hand, is a guy who believes that he is forged for one purpose, to get revenge, and nothing is going to stand in his way. That's probably best exemplified in the second volume, which the Curse Spells, which is probably the absolute best volume of the series, and one of the reasons that I started picking up in hardcover on a regular basis, because here's the thing: the only volume of Baltimore to be reprinted so far in softcover is the Plague Ships, which I picked up at Comic-Con several years back, and I thought, okay, this is pretty entertaining. You got this guy. It's he attacked a vampire. The vampire declared war on him. It's now he's fighting against him for for the fate of the world and all, or for personal vengeance. Fate of the world comes later, and this is fine. It's it's good, but it's something kind of great that I would expect to that would get me buying the subsequent volumes in hardcover. I think I picked up the volume 2, the Curse Bells, the following year at Comic-Con, and that was a revelation. It's this is established. This is the one that establishes Baltimore's badass credentials. This guy who just who would rush in, to a vampire lair, maybe recognizing that it's kind of a trap, but also just coming out ahead of these vampires. And when some of these vampire women try to seduce him, he just throws them out the window, leading them to their death in the sunlight, and then following the trail into the forest, fighting against some monsters that were meant to be the real trap there. And then in the following page, the human patsies who had led him to him, in reward for gold from Hygus's minions. Baltimore shows up and tells him, yeah, I know you led me to them, but now it's tell me where he really went. It's that's the kind of that's the kind of business where it's Baltimore's wallet might as well just read on Bad Motherfucker as well. For these first 4 volumes, he is a singular, determined presence, and also just someone who is thoroughly fun to read about. As he is driven, he is tormented, but he's not about to let any bullshit get in his way of his vengeance, and that works really well. Yeah, and it also helps that he's also got a interesting counterpart on the other side of the equation, in the sense that you've got one of the priests of the Inquisition, Andre Duvik, who is as he is it's actually a very sadistic presence in the idea that if you are tainted with sin, he will torture the fuck out of you in order to purge that sin from you. But hey, if you live, with your various cuts and your loss of your tongue, and all that, then hey, congratulations, you've been purified in the eyes of the Lord. It's like he's a very interesting take on the idea, like of purity, especially when when you realize that it's like it's like that. Yeah, I mean, you look at him and he's obviously misguided, and but the story recognizes this as well. Like so when he's cursed by by a gypsy who has been working with Lord Baltimore, and then he that curse manifests itself like at the end of volume at the end of the first story in volume 4. Now, the thing is, with Baltimore, the first 4 volumes are the adaptation of the story Mignola co-wrote with Golden, and that's easily the strongest part of the series. Volumes 5 through 8 take the story beyond that, as it's like as after Hygas has been, well, he's been taken care of, for lack of a better term, but then there's his master, who we've been told about, the Red King, a malevolent force. It's like you see in an alternate dimension who wants to take over our world. Well, it's like that's there's a it's like Mignola and Golden have seeded this idea well. So it's like even though like things kind of reach a kind of conclusion in volume 4, there's still reason to keep reading there. Because like now it's the fight is against the Red King. Now it doesn't get off to the sprightest of starts with volume 5, the Apostle and the Witch of Harju, because Stenbeck ceases to become the primary artist for this series. That shifts to the work of Peter Bergting. Bergting is probably closer to Mignola's line work and style. He's got more detail to his work, but he doesn't quite have the same sense of style or texture. This is the style that Mignola has, or the texture that Stenbeck does, especially when you look at volume 5, and Bergting's lead story is followed by Stenbeck's 2 issues, which you look at it and go, yeah, this is kind of like what I expect from Baltimore. Bergting, he's a perfectly capable artist, like to be said, but it's like he's not Stenbeck, he's not Mignola, but so it's kind of like it's honestly disappointing that Stenbeck wasn't able to continue. That he wanted to pursue. Well, I can't begrudge him for wanting to pursue other artistic projects. After having worked on 4 volumes of Baltimore, but Bergting, he's fine. It's like he's perfectly capable. It's like he's just not as good as what has come before. I just have to say that. And the 4 volumes following, it's like aren't quite as good as the 4 that preceded them, because I think I would like to say that's part because it's like we've expanded the cast as well, because we've got, instead of the singular focus on Baltimore, now we're dealing with his friends, and his comrades who he's picked up in the course of fighting against the Red King's cult and minions. Now, some of them are perfectly interesting, such as Harish, the Hindi the Hindi believer who fights alongside with them. Sophia, whose husband was possessed by a witch who followed the Red King, or Judge Rigo, Inquisitor Rigo, who was part of the Inquisition who went after Inquisitor Duvik after he was cursed, but then found a reason to follow Lord Baltimore instead. Now it's some of these characters are perfectly fine, and like the scope of the series does expand as we're able to follow characters in multiple areas of the world, but at the same time we lose that singular focus on Baltimore. It's like yeah, he's definitely got his moments, but it's not the same. It's like hey, it's one man against the world. It's like all these people against. It's like against it. It's like and and it's entertaining, but it's not like I said, it's not as thrilling as the first 4 volumes were. Now, the final volume, which I guess I should probably talk about more because I've mentioned the previous volumes. It's like on the side as well, but the Red Kingdom. Like I will say this, it is a fitting end to the series. It's like I do wish, however, that maybe we had gotten like one more volume to flesh things out, because at the end of volume 7, like we ended with the Red King like inhabiting this world in the body of Baltimore's childhood friend Thomas Childress. Now, with the Red Kingdom, it picks up a couple of years later with Baltimore rumored dead, and the Red King's cult and followers like having taken over the majority of Europe, Russia, and Asia. It's like, and I kind of wish that we had gotten more, more to flesh out that current status quo that we begin the volume with. It's like just the both the ascent of the of the Red King's troops, but also with the Baltimore's the fake out of regarding the rumors of his death. The it's like the Inquisition's shift from purity against the against the iniquities of religion to being a force that will fight the that will fight the Red King using all the magic available to it, including pagan magic as well. So it's like like I said, there's volume 8 kind of begin. Oh, and also with Dr. Rose, just expounding on just how he became a master of plague magic, for lack of a better term. So it's like it's like the Red Kingdom, like it picked up with Baltimore summoning his former followers to his work, to his side, so they can finally take out the Red King before he attains his former power. And it's it's like I think it plays out pretty well. Like there's plenty of struggle, plenty of death, but I think that it's parts of it feel really rushed. It's like, and that there's I said there's like a volume of setup from some of these things missing, but and also I kind of wish that Bergting had done certain scenes, such as Baltimore's final triumph against the Red King, as a full page spread instead of just a single panel at the top of the page. But it's it's like I said, I think it's if you've been following this series as I have, it's fine. It's probably not as dynamic or as compelling as you would hope for, but it's hard to say that I was really disappointed by this. It's like, yeah, maybe I wanted a little bit more drama from what we got here, but overall, it's like the Red Kingdom is a fitting wrap up to the series. It's like, and I'm fine with the fact that it's a $25 hardcover that I picked up for a certain amount of cheapness. It's like on my shelf. So overall, it's like I would say that it's an 8-volume series. If you want to pick up the first 4 volumes, I would say are the absolute best of the series. But and after reading them, I would say that it would probably be hard for you not to pick up the back half of it. But still, it's like this is a series where the first half is definitely better than the second half, to be honest. And it's like, well, I know that Mignola has been more than willing to reprint the series that he's worked on in omnibus format. So, if you don't feel like picking up like Baltimore right now, you may want to wait and see if like Dark Horse will offer the series in two 4-volume omnibuy. So there you go. But overall, it's like I said, Baltimore has no relation to the larger Mignolaverse as seen in Hellboy or BPRD, but it's very entertaining on its own terms, especially the first half and especially Volume 2. Because like I said, if you read Volume 2, The Curse Spells, like you'll probably feel like I did and want to pick up the entire series after that. So there you go. John, I guess any thoughts on your end about any of this?
Do you recommend this title?
I do.
Okay. Well, that's good. Excellent. Do you know what you're going to be talking about next week?
Something similarly horror themed, I think, because I've got the final volumes of Terry Moore's Rachel Rising, so like I'll have to read those and then reread the entire series, like a retrospective, and then maybe after that's done, it's like I should be in a position to talk about Marvel's latest, arguably much maligned crossover, Secret Invasion. So there you go.
All right. Well,
Secret Empire. My bad.
Like
Marvel's they're using their secret titles for all these things that gets me confused after a while.
Someday it's going to be a secret.
Yes.
Something. Anyway,
I'd like to criticize you for that, but you're probably right.
All right. And we'll catch you next time on Comic Picks by the Glick.
All right. Laters.